So here on the Ale and Audio podcast, we are celebrating this week, obviously, the return and the first of the return gigs for Oasis, which takes place Friday. Maybe you're listening to this on the Friday. Maybe you're listening to this over the weekend and the first gig's already taken place. Let's hope they're still together. But anyway, so I'm very, very pleased to bring in a chap now in a brewery who have made a special beer for these Oasis return gigs. And of course, I mean, there'll be plenty of breweries kind of jumping on the idea of doing this as well. And it's great. We all love a themed beer and something to kind of be a bit more seasonal. And this is kind of seasonal link into obviously, the Oasis return. So let's bring him in then. This is Jonny Kirkham, and he is from Sunlit Minds. How are you doing, Jonny?
I'm all right, thank you. Cheers for the applause. Yeah, I'm great, thanks. Yeah, how are you?
Yes, not bad at all, thanks. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Obviously, we're here to talk about the beer Wonderwall, which we'll get onto in a second. Really looking forward to talking about that and then trying it a bit later when I'm with Abby and Andros in the chat shit shed section of the show. But Jonny, tell us about where this all came from then, and obviously yourself as a brewer and Sunlit Minds.
Yeah, sure. So I've been working in the drinks industry since I was about 21. So I've been fortunate enough to work on some really good brands. So let's have a look. Brands you'll have heard of: Corona,
Right.
managed
Okay.
managed Red Stripes. We did loads of music stuff there. Whether it was like the Red Stripe Music Awards, we did Camden Crawl, Enemy Awards, Great Escape down in Brighton, loads of festivals and stuff like that. Worked on Estrella Dam as well, which is obviously massive these days. It was quite small when I worked on it. And I've worked on loads of ale brands as well. So I've worked for Black Sheep. I've worked on Abbott Ale, worked on Green Key IPA, worked on Old Speckle Hen, Young's, Bombardier, Kirin Lager. So, yeah, I've worked a number of different breweries, number of different brands, but my passion has always been music. Been playing guitar since I was about 12 years old. I was in bands at school, never went anywhere, although my best mate is now the touring guitarist to Tom Grennan. Not that bothered about that. So,
Amazing.
not jealous at all. And he's one of some really good people. So, yeah, I took a completely different route. But what I've tried to do over the years, and I think, excuse me, anyone that's worked with me will probably testify to this as well, just trying to get two passions together, so music and beer. So I guess one of the claims to fame would be, do you know Jake Bugg?
Yes,
Yeah,
from the Nottingham area, isn't he? As well as obviously a big performer, and yeah.
that's right. Yeah, he is indeed. Yeah. So back in 2010, we did an advert for Green King IPA, and I remember listening to Jake Bugg when he had like 1,000 views on YouTube, and we picked out like 30 seconds of country song, and then we ended up syncing that to the ad, and that's when it all kind of got going for him really. So it was really nice to get to know him in his really early stages of his career, and then obviously the kind of piggyback the ad and made sure that there was loads of, I guess, noise, and then very quickly he released his albums on Jules Holland doing country songs. So I've always just taken an enormous amount of like joy and pleasure just trying to merge those two things together. And then I guess that leads us on to Wonderwall really, which I did launch my own beer, start working for myself about 11 years ago, and I launched a beer called My Generation, which was inspired by the Who song.
Yeah.
And then did that for a little while, then worked for Black Sheep, and then worked for a local brewery to where I am in Bedford more recently. And back in those days, I trademarked the word Wonderwall, and always had a dream that I could create a beer. So I was originally thinking, well, actually, it's the 30th anniversary of Wonderwall, so if I can use that as a bit of inspiration, and of course, Wonderwall is actually a George Harrison, album to a film called Wonderwall that was made back in 1968. So Nolan obviously being inspired by that. So I was inspired by all of that, I guess. Took it to work, said, look, do you fancy it? And then we couldn't quite make it work. So I thought, do you know what? It's now or never. Either I'm going to look back in 10 years and go, oh, I should have done something with that. Or I'm going to look back and go, well, at least I had a crack. So long story short, left full employment, got 3 kids. Mrs. is going, what are you doing? But she kept the faith. And got talking to Aldi, and then they came on board, and they were up for it. So we're in 1,000 stores in England and Wales. We launched it at the end of May, and all ready for the hype really, which has really kicked off in the last like week or two. There's been so much secrecy, hasn't there? And no one really knows what's going on. There was a great Adidas advert, and my hair standing on end just thinking about it. And of course, first gigs this Friday. So yeah, it's all kind of gearing up to this moment, really. And everyone's been really, really kind and supportive in that music and Oasis community, online. So yeah, loads of people like doing their own stories off their own back. So yeah, it's just been a brilliant adventure so far. The weather's great. There's no, there's no massive football tournaments. Obviously, the women have got the Euros, which is big, but we've got the British Lions. There's no men's World Cup or men's Euros, so it just feels like with the weather so good, Oasis back together for how long? Who knows what happens next? Yeah, it's just been really really enjoyable so far, and I just thankful for everyone that's bought one. Please keep buying it. Got some mouth to feed, and yeah, it's great. So yeah, that's kind of the beer side of it really. But I'm a fan at heart.
Tell us about the beer itself then, and what people can kind of expect from it.
Yeah, so okay, so it's a 4% lager. So really sessionable, low carbonation, kind of straight down the middle beer. Really refreshing. Get it chilled down, obviously. But the whole idea was about sessionability. That you can sup a few. It's not going to blow your head off. So I didn't want to go too crazy and go beyond like 4.55%. And so yeah, I'm really pleased with the end result, which is, yeah, as I say, really crisp, refreshing, and light on the carbonation, so you can have a few.
That's brilliant. And Sunlit Mines, then, is that your brewery? Is it, sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a vehicleized setup. So
Yeah.
the first brew, we get brewed with some friends whilst we save up for the actual brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vehicleized setup in order to be able to produce Wonderwall and other beers going forward. And obviously it's like a limited company and allows me to trade. Yeah, that's the nature of that.
And in terms, you mentioned obviously, we are all about music on obviously the Ale and Audio podcast, music and
Yeah.
beer, and the combination of the two. So obviously having a beer, for this big event this summer is fantastic. So, but you mentioned obviously that you want to do more of this kind of stuff. Are you going to kind of stick with that theme of music beers? Is that something you want to do more of?
It's what I'm definitely passionate about, and I probably know most about. So I think the short answer is yes. I think what's going to be really important is seeing where we are in September, because my friends at Adnams have also brewed a pale ale as well. So
Yeah.
I've got kind of two strands to it really. I've got the can in Aldi, and then which is lager obviously, and then the pale ale with Adnams as a collaboration. So we're in Nicholson's pubs, of which they are in every kind of city centre up and down the country: Leeds, Harrogate, Nottingham, Birmingham, and loads in London, particularly the West End.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we distributed there. We've
What's
also
what's that one called? Is that called Wonderwall as well, or has it got a different name? Or
it's called Wonderwall Pale Ale. So
okay.
they're very separately branded,
Yes.
but the variant is really clear. So different kind of colours. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
red and yellow pump clip. But that's a 3.8% pale ale. So I've been working with their head brewer there, Fergus, to create that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be available on keg as well to Mitchells and Butlers. Heineken are taking it in their free trade July and August. Adnams are doing it in their free trade and their pubs as well. So we've got two strands really, one for pubs and then the lager for at home, to relax with friends and enjoy a barbecue or two with.
Fantastic. And you say are you going to see Oasis at any point as well?
Yeah, I'm very lucky enough to go twice. Yeah, so I'm going on the 25th of July, and then I'm going again on the 3rd of August. So yeah, can't wait. Yeah, you going?
I am. Yes, I'm off to the Saturday gig at Heaton Park.
Oh, magic.
So yeah, looking forward to that one in Manchester. You
Yeah,
mentioned obviously you trademarked the word Wonderwall, which is
yeah.
brilliant, great business thinking there. I've got to ask this because I reckon a few of our listeners will be thinking,
Yeah.
has anybody reached out to you, such as Oasis management or anything like that since seeing or hearing about this?
I've been speaking to Tony McCarroll's manager, and we're trying to get a few things going. Trying to get something away with the band. I mean, it's quite a closed door, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I won't bore you with IP law, of which I've spent a lot of time kind of looking into. But listen, it's not officially linked to Oasis. It's a tribute essentially. I would love Liam Gallagher to walk on stage on Friday night with a can, but that's wishful thinking, I guess. But you never know, do you, in this mad world? So it's for fans, and anyone that There's so much stuff going on, whether it's merchandise or all the Adidas stuff, and it's just my small way of I guess, in contributing to the madness, and just being, having a relevant beer.
There's so much going on with with this era of music at the minute.
Yeah.
Britpop has made a return, hasn't it? It's like its second coming of Britpop. With other bands like one of my favorite bands, Pulp, Suede have got a new song out at the minute as well. Cast obviously supporting Oasis. There's obviously we had Shed 7 at Glastonbury the other day as well. Blur came back last year. There's been a huge resurgence, so there's probably a lot of scope for doing more stuff like this, isn't there?
I think I completely agree with you, and I think Supergrass as well. They opened up, didn't they, on the Friday? But I mean, Pulp. I mean, they've come back with a vengeance, haven't they? Because they were on, and as a Sheffield lad, I'm sure I know you love them. With Richard Hawley as well, I guess, and the Arctic Monkeys. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think things do move in cycles, don't they? And it's, I guess, 25, 30 years since Britpop. That awful phrase, but I think people's kids are getting into it as well. The fashion's changing. And I think gone are the days where you kind of like, we're not good anymore. We'll hang up our guitars. I think people just keep going, and I think they're still relevant. And particularly with the way people access music these days.
Well, I mean, look at
so
Rod.
many ways.
Look at Rod Stewart on the stage the other day. He's in his late 70s, is he now? And then you had Paul McCartney just the other year headlining Glastonbury. You can go forever, can't you?
You can. Mac is 83. I think Mick Jagger's about 155, so he's still going. Neil Young on the main stage. So I don't think there's a limit anymore. I think that's they don't have to be sex symbols. They just have to be good.
Yeah, that's
it.
Yeah. Jonny, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. So obviously people can pick this up from Aldi, can't they? And I imagine over the summer it'll be stocked.
Yeah, it's in stores now. Will be all through the summer in every Aldi, England and Wales. So yeah, if you popping in or you passing by and you pick up a 4-pack, that'd be massively appreciated. And just wishing everyone a great summer. If you're going to Oasis concerts, have a great time. If you're not, I'm sure there'll be loads of great coverage that you can find on YouTube because it'll be out within minutes, I'm sure. So thanks very much for having me on, Jimbo.
And of course, you can obviously, if you are picking up these cans and you're sharing, you're drinking them, you can obviously tag in on socials, can't you? I think it's Wonderwall Beer, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. Wonderwall Beer UK. So the main platforms is Instagram and then Facebook, but Instagram's the main one. So yeah, tag us in, get involved. Doing like a few competitions because we've got some like t-shirts and some other kind of good stuff to look forward to as well. So come and join us and let's all enjoy it together. So thanks again.
Thanks, Jonny. Thanks for bringing us Wonderwall, and it's from Sunlit Minds. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.